Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Tuesday, June 30th, and Coach Cal is throwing one last haymaker trying to get another big man on campus. We have three former Hogs with a new home in the NBA. Razorback Stadium has a new name. How does Community America Razorback Stadium sound? Team USA heads to bracket play this week against who, Andrew?
Starts with a B, right?
It does.
Bosnia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right. Do what?
Bosnia and?
And?
Yeah, there's two. It's like two countries. It's like two
Oh.
countries that came together.
Bosnia and
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay. Sure.
Gosh, good thing you're not teaching geography to our youth.
What?
And
I used to be really good at geography, first of all, but why don't we combine it with other countries then if we've been bad at soccer this whole time? If you can do that.
Right. Just combine them. Yeah. It's not just soccer. Like, they're really combined, I think. Like, there's two countries that, like, really.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm showing how I shouldn't be teaching geography either. I'm not sure why Bosnia and Herzegovina came together to form a superpower that they are. But anyways, and to finish the show, we will rank our top 5 most memorable events that we have attended live in person. So that'll be a fun way to end the show. All of mine are sport specific, and of course, in natural Razorback fashion, most of them are heartbreaks. So, memorable, not favorite events, most memorable.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, we don't have that many things that were memorable as Razorback fans that ended well. So
not in our short lifetimes.
Correct.
Although it's getting longer.
Correct. Yeah. We're pushing 40, pushing 40 now. We're running out of time for good things to happen. But
correct.
Anyways, Andrew, how was your week, man? How was your weekend? 4th of July coming up. How's everything going, brother?
Good. We just came up to our cabin today outside of Branson. That's why I'm so far away from the camera. And but no, we're gonna spend the 4th up here, celebrate 250 years in business the right way. And so we're gonna have a good time. I played golf on let's see, what day did I play golf? I'm being joined by my kids apparently.
Yeah. Special guest appearance.
Vacation time. We're all here.
That's right.
So, anyway, played golf on Saturday and shot the worst score that I've scored in probably 3 years. Will you take a break? all these kids were asleep in my defense. They're out of their normal element.
Of course.
This one just turned 2.
Hey!
So, yeah.
It's night time.
I'm back is Razorback.
Oh, Razorback. That's right.
He sees your Razorback.
That's right.
All right, go get sissy. But anyway, so worst I've shot. I'm not shot over 100 in over 3 years.
Whoa!
I shot a. Hey, will you take me, please? Thank you. I shot a 101 on Saturday.
Where was this at?
I would love to say it was at like the most difficult course in the world, but we were at Scottsdale.
Wow, you just didn't have it. Just didn't have it.
Listen. In my defense, it was very hot. I mean, the worst humidity we've had this year so far. It was very wet on the course and cart path only.
Oh, yeah.
And we played our tee time was like 3:05. So we were hottest part of it rained that morning. Sun came out, it was like 92 degrees and just steamy. Anyway, no excuses, play like a champion. I just played terrible.
At least we know you're not cheating. Coming out here.
Correct. That's correct. I'm not, yeah. So new driver is on the way.
Oh, nice.
Driver's getting retired. It'll be on Marketplace next week. So if you need one. Sweet spot, 100% intact. If you need a used driver.
So you're telling me it's not the club's fault?
Correct.
Yeah.
it's yeah, we got a lot of improvement to do this summer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Well, good, man. Well, John Calipari making one last Hail Mary, trying to find a big, I'm going to butcher this name, Caleb Origu is what we'll go with. 6'11", 240 pounds, 4-star, number 55 nationally. Visited campus this week. He made visits to Kentucky, BYU, UConn, and Arkansas all this week.
okay.
Incoming senior, so reclass guy.
High school senior.
Yeah, incoming high school senior. Yeah,
I've been out of the
yeah,
loop the last few
yeah,
days. So
yeah. Well, I just heard about this a couple days ago. I didn't even know we were in on
okay.
this guy.
Okay.
But so, anyways, yeah, high school senior is going to reclass. Supposedly, that's why he took 4 visits in 1 week, like randomly.
Yeah.
6'11", 240. So that's what we don't have, 240. We have a bunch
Yeah.
of 215s, 210s.
Yeah.
Anyways, the professionals like our chances. Don't have an announcement commitment date yet, but rumors are it should be maybe even as early as this week, but probably next week at the latest. So we talked about strength in numbers last week, Andrew. He's just going out and getting all the 6'11", 7-footers, and I guess he's just going to say, all right, I got 5 of y'all. Surely 1 or 2 of y'all can pan out.
Yeah. Just to clarify, there's been no movement from the Michigan
Not
Michigan
yet.
squad.
Not
Nobody
yet.
said they're leaving.
Not yet. But Cal did like a little 1-minute Hogs Plus video that came out on Twitter today. I don't know if you saw that, but he was just talking about the team and how much he loves it and how they're just super talented. And he said, and I don't want to quote it, but it was something to the effect of, and we're not done yet getting guys. So I don't know if he was referencing this kid right here or if he's still, maybe it could be one of those Michigan guys, but he said, we're not done yet.
Okay.
So, or we have more guys coming or something to that effect. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the Michigan guys, but anyways, that's big news, especially because there's a chance by the next time we film a podcast, the Hawks could possibly have a new player for this year, probably. So,
Okay. As a former high school coach, how does it work when the school year is already being completed? How can they reclassify? I mean, I guess there's summer school or something they could do.
yeah,
Or
I'm not real sure how it works, especially because he's with this guy specifically is with Overtime Elite. So that's the league, that's got all the
yeah.
high school and college, or I think it's 16 to 20 years old, I think. It's like a professional league.
Okay.
And so I don't even know if they're going to school anyway. Like, I don't even
Okay.
know. I'm the level of athlete that I coached, we never had to worry about reclassifying to go
Reclassifying.
correct to go play in the SEC. So I never came across that.
Fair. Fair.
But yeah, so not super sure. But other basketball notes, Darius Acuff to the Sacramento Kings, pick number 7. I personally was kind of shocked, and I definitely wasn't mad that he didn't get picked at 6 by the Nets. They took Keaton Wagler over him. I was like, well, that's stupid. But
Yeah.
not that the Kings are good, but I think they're in a better situation and have traditionally been more competitive, in my opinion, than the Nets have. And so, he's walking into, they got the big old Sabonis guy who's making bukus of millions of dollars. They got Jamal Murray. No, whoever the Murray was that played with the Nuggets when they won the NBA championship, and he wanted to go
he's
be
there?
Yeah, he wanted to go be a dude, so he got like a max contract deal, like to be the dude.
I didn't know that. I saw Levine was there.
Yeah, Zach LaVine is there.
Malik Monk, I didn't know was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I said it on one of the pods that I didn't want him to go to Sacramento. After looking at the roster, it is better than some of the other prospective teams that he could have gone to. But it's just like so far out there, out of sight, out of mind that I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't even know these. I couldn't have told you one Sacramento King. Let's say that
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
he got drafted, and that's my fault. I again haven't been a huge NBA guy
No.
of late, but
Neither of us are.
uh, I could tell you way more people on like the '02
Yeah, yeah, we
Kings.
started talking about Peja Stojakovic
Yeah,
and Vladi and,
White Chocolate,
yeah,
Mike
Mike
Bibby.
Bibby.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, we can name the whole starting 5 from that team. But,
yeah. Mitch
but
Richmond, ever heard of him?
yeah, right, right. But no, yeah, so I'm kind of excited for Darius. I don't know if you saw the reaction of their fans. They had a little watch party in their arena, and their
Yeah,
fans went crazy. Like,
yeah,
they started cheering when the Nets took Wagler. They were
yeah,
cheering because, like,
yeah,
I think they really wanted Acuff, and
yeah.
so I think that'll be a good spot for him, and hopefully, I'm assuming he'll be the starting point guard day one. I would be shocked if he wasn't, but um, yeah. So Malik Thomas goes in the second round, fourth pick, which was kind of just another kick in the nuts for Razorback fans. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, should have stayed. It's just whatever. But anyways, so the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think they finished second or no, yeah, they finished second. Last year they may finish first or second. They were maybe fourth in the East this year. But competitive team right now.
Mhm.
Couple stars, they're one playoff series the last couple years. So he's going to a contender. I'm not sure if he's gonna make the roster right away or if he'll be a G League guy. I don't know because the Cavs are pretty good right now. And then right after him, our boy TB really went. I mean, who knew TB was a borderline first rounder?
Yeah, that was the biggest surprise was
Yeah,
that he
crazy.
went that high up. I was expecting him to be like maybe like a bottom 10 pick,
Yeah,
like
same,
one of the last 10 picks.
same.
But yeah, went right after him, fifth in the second round.
Yep,
That was awesome.
to the
So
Nuggets, so he's gonna get to guard arguably the best player in the NBA right now every day. he'll be
yes,
he'll be trying to man up Jokic in practice every day.
yeah,
Uh, but anyways, I
he's been
mean,
working.
considering the Kings, the Cavs, the Nuggets, three pretty obviously the Cavs and Nuggets are good franchises right now, and the Kings are on the up and up. I was pretty happy with it. I think it kind of fits. There was no real disappointments outside of Malik not going in the first round.
Mhm.
Um, Summer League starts Friday, so I don't know if any of these teams play Friday, but Summer League's a big thing now. It's on ESPN. It's all on TV. You get to watch these guys, and so, anyways, but yeah, really happy for those three guys. Hopefully, Acuff's a day one starter. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to be a Kings fan, but I will definitely be keeping up every night. I'll be a box score check in, seeing how Acuff did, on the box score.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
you'd have to be up at like 1 a.m. to watch it,
yeah,
but
it'll be when I wake up the next morning.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be buying the NBA. What do they call it? League Pass?
like League
No,
Pass, I
League
think is what
Pass. Is
it
that
is.
what they call? I'm not going to be
Uh,
buying the League Pass to watch all the games,
yeah,
but yeah, I'll definitely be very heavily interested in. Big fans of all three of them, but especially keeping up with
yeah.
Darius.
Get some purple Reeboks.
That's right. That's right. Hey, that could hit.
Could be.
That could be spicy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Uh, so all of them once again, we talked about this. I was doing this once a week deal in the summer. All the big news hits like the day after we film every time. And it came out that they're having a press conference to announce the naming rights to the stadium on Wednesday. And who could it be? And then it starts getting leaked out. Community America, Razorback Stadium. Initial thoughts. before you heard the numbers, before we heard anything, initial thoughts on it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Hate it. Uh, and I'll tell you this, I still don't know the numbers, and
Oh, okay.
it's cost and I still hate it. You can tell me what, um, I, no, I just look, it can be an Arkansas alum, like, supposedly whoever's running this thing is, but I'm like, could it be I mean, yeah, we were all shooting for some big name that, some local big name, Tyson,
Yeah.
Walmart, Hunt, like one of them to like step up and do it. That's fine. They didn't want to do it, whatever. But I'm like, we just got somebody that we've heard of,
Right.
like at all. Um, honestly, I'd rather whoever the alum is that runs it, like I'd have been happier with just his name.
Yeah.
Like whatever his name is, just it's replace Donald W. Reynolds with Stuart Johnson, Razorback Stadium. Like whatever his name, I don't know his name, but it just I don't know. It
No,
doesn't
it
hit.
does not it does not there's nothing about it that's aesthetically pleasing at all.
Mhm.
And, he had been going around saying, "Oh, we're close, and I've got this groundbreaking, record-breaking naming rights deal we're on the fringe of getting it done." And, all he does is lie to us, so nobody believes it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then this comes out and there's no numbers, and we're like, well, if it was really that good of a deal, they would have announced the numbers. They've been bragging about it. So me naturally, I was like, yeah, it's just theoretically, I don't know if we ever called it. Did you ever call it like Donald I mean, I guess I remember calling it Donald W. But I think recently it's just been Razorback Stadium. And
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna continue just to be Razorback Stadium for
yeah, now more
sure.
than ever it will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I remember I think the old video game and maybe the new one. I haven't played it much I didn't even buy last year's game. I do plan on getting the new one, but like when it comes on the screen, I think it says, Donald W. Reynolds, Razorback Stadium.
Yeah. Oh, it'll
Like
say it on the screen. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I feel like I hear like Brad Nessler saying like "Welcome to Donald W. Reynolds."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it's always
But it
been.
also it also made me wonder, like, this is just me not being very educated in it all, but is Bud Walton, like, is that a thing forever? Or is that also like, "Oh, this expires in 2035?" Like,
Yeah, I don't know. You would think,
because I don't know, that's what we call that. I don't know how
yeah,
you change the name of the bud,
right, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. You literally have to tear it down and build a new one to
yeah,
do that. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was news to me when they said it a few years ago that like the naming rights are about to expire. Whenever I was like, I didn't know that they could.
yeah.
I'm sure Donald W is in his grave somewhere, being like, "What the heck, y'all? I gave $50,000, which was probably equivalent to 7 million back in the
Yeah,
whatever for that naming rights." And yeah, I mean, if I'm the Reynolds family, I'd probably be pretty upset. But
yeah.
uh,
I mean, there was some kinda contract there. I don't know, like, how it was all structured or, but I guess it came up, whatever they decided on came up.
or
Um,
they went to the Reynolds family and they're like, you know what? Not in love with the product on the field. Take our name off. We want out. We
right,
want
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Uh,
take my name off that
yeah,
place.
please take my name off
Right,
the building.
right,
We don't want to be associated. So yeah, they may have gone that way. I have no
yeah.
idea, but
Well, they came out on Thursday. I guess everybody was trying to FOIA it and, like, figure out how much this deal was worth, and it was weird because it worked through Learfield, IMG like, it wasn't really you couldn't FOIA it, but it came out. So, $5.4 million a year is what the, uh, the naming rights went for, which is the largest naming rights deal in the country. of any
Did
stadium.
like you say those numbers to me, and I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't sound like a lot. But then you tell me that's
That
the
is the
biggest one of the
most.
country.
That is the biggest one in the country. Now, there's
Okay,
not a ton of stadiums, I think, that have naming rights on them. Now, there's
there's
several.
that too.
There's
Yeah,
several.
yeah.
I know the previous largest, the one that this broke was USC's, and for the life of me now, I cannot think of
Oh,
what
the
their
Coliseum is sponsored by someone.
yeah.
Okay. The only one that jumps out initially is like Kroger Field that
Yeah, that's one.
Kentucky.
No, that's one of them. That's one of them.
Okay.
United Airlines Field is what it
Okay.
is. So United Airlines has USC, but Kroger's one of them. So there is definitely some of them out there.
Yeah.
Um, but this did surpass all those. 5.4 million a year for 13 years, I think it was. So over $70 million. 5.4 million should be able to buy us a damn good football team. An extra 5 million in NIL, I would hope.
I would hope.
So I don't know when this first check cashes or comes through. I know this won't go on the stadium till 2027 or 2027. So this next football season, it will not be community.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No, America. It'll be the year after that.
Okay.
But I mean, 5.4 million is a big chunk of change. So,
Hey, we win.
that should be
We
able to buy
win.
you a Heisman winning quarterback, if you ask me.
Yeah, we win 11 games next year.
I don't care what the name is.
I'll gladly call it
Yeah,
Community America Razorback
that's
Stadium.
exactly right. Exactly right. If we're in the college football playoff, and it's
dude,
because of this.
I just did it in my head. Let's just call it Cars.
I've heard that. You're not the first person to say
Well,
that.
in my defense, I hadn't heard that, but I just did it in my head. So
yeah, some people let's just call it Cars.
yeah. Let's throw Lightning McQueen up there.
That's what I'm also. Yeah. Wouldn't that be
Okay.
something?
I promise like I said, I don't get on Twitter, so I don't know a lot of things.
That's funny.
But I'm here for that. Let's do that.
Yeah. But anyways, that's definitely some big news. So hopefully we don't butcher that 5.4 million a year, and hopefully we'll see a much improved product, if not this year, obviously for the following year. We need to see that money go into good use.
Yeah.
We can't be having community America on our stadium and us continuing to go 3-9 every year. So,
3-9 would be an improvement, unfortunately.
It would.
So.
My 9-year-old son, who really knows nothing about the Razorbacks, said, "Dad, I would be so happy if we went 5-7 this year." He said that yesterday. And I was like, "You know what?" I said, "I would too, Parker. That makes two of us. I'd be ecstatic 5-7." Which I said,
I'm not making a coaching change for 5 wins. I'm sorry.
I said, show me five wins on the schedule this first year. So yeah, which obviously we'll get to that in August. But anyway, so I think that's about it in terms of Razorback news and notes. Austin Reeves, not Razorback, but Arkansas boy, signed a 4-year, $185 million max deal with the Lakers. Cedar Ridge High School in Arkansas. Good for Austin. Just makes you happy to see little guys who got passed up on by all the SEC schools, and from small town Arkansas doing his thing, making 185 mil. So good for him. Good lesson to all the youngins out there that think that they're too small or not athletic enough or don't go to a big enough school. So, all right. The most important national sports podcast news: Team USA, Bosnia Herzegovina, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Elimination stage is here. We have a bracket. Finally, after the World Cup's been going on for a month, it feels like. Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. USA sitting at minus 270 on the betting line. You could get Bosnia at a very nice price of plus 800, 8-1. Andrew, break down this game for us.
um, yeah. So I like our forwards. Um, and I think if we can avoid any offsides penalties, I like our chances on the pitch in San Francisco to beat Bosnia slash Romanavia or whoever it is, and
Hershkovenia.
Herzegovina.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, yeah, let's go 2-0 again.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll say USA 2-0
Sounds good.
in 96.5 minutes.
Very nice. Nice. A little bit of stoppage time.
Yeah, water breaks and commercial breaks, all that, you know.
They built in water and commercial breaks, which is really weird. Like back in the day, you played 45 minutes nonstop, and you added a couple extra minutes at the end of each half for injuries, subs, whatever,
Mhm.
penalties, fouls, whatever they. But now, halfway through each half, they actually stop the clock. I think they stopped the clock. Yeah, and they have a water break. Soccer's gotten soft.
Man,
Who does
I'm,
that? Who has timeouts? What sports has timeouts or breaks? That's crazy.
dude, the late great Herman Boone, water's for cowards.
That's right. That's right.
Water makes you weak.
That's right. So,
So,
but no, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch Team USA Wednesday at 7. I've booked off my calendar so I can make sure I'm available in front of the television. I think I could very well be wrong about this, but somebody on Twitter said this, so it has to be right.
absolutely.
I think the quarterfinals is like the farthest we've ever made it in like the last like 80 years or something, the World Cup. So we would have to win one game to get to the quarterfinals. And no, the quarterfinals would be 8. Well, they've expanded the field, so it's kind of not fair. But anyways, if we win, we get Belgium probably, which is not great. The Belgians, they know how to kick the ball around on the
Okay.
pitch.
Okay.
Not a great second round draw, but anyways, if they were to win a couple games, apparently it would just be a massive success.
Okay.
So
I do want to give a big hot seat to whoever, because apparently before the Australia match, um, I guess it was mathematically possible for us to play England on July 4th,
correct. Yeah.
2026, uh, in Philadelphia, no less. I I just want to give a hot seat to whoever wrote the bracket, the FIFA commission, or whoever I need to talk to. They should have. They should still do it. They should just be like, USA, England. I don't care what the bracket says.
Just do it.
You're playing in Philadelphia on July 4th. Um, that should have been in the script somewhere,
Mhm.
somehow, some way. I might have even made. I'm not going to pay $80,000 for whatever that ticket would have cost, but I might have just gone to Philadelphia just to be in regardless of the soccer game. It would be cool just to be in Philadelphia 250 years to the day of signing.
Oh yeah.
But just that the atmosphere, the aura in the city,
Oh, it would have
while
been.
while
Oh,
I'm slinging cheesesteaks, would have just been fantastic.
you couldn't even have
Uh,
made a movie to
right, yeah.
to
So huge opportunity missed. Uh, World Cup in 20. Will that be 76? I want to see when I'm 89. I want to see 88 and a half, actually. I want to see July 4th, 2076.
300th anniversary. So,
England
yeah,
going at it.
has to happen. Has to happen. I agree. I agree. Um, did you see that the president, I believe, of South Korea is launching an investigation into their team's poor showing in the World Cup?
Uh,
I
so I have
mean,
some intel there. Um, I mean, not really, but my really good friend of ours and now next door neighbor is from South Korea. And so the only World Cup game that I've watched is half of South Korea versus South. I always want to call them South Florida, but South Africa. Um, that's the most World Cup that I've watched was with him the first half of that game. But yeah, apparently they're not real happy with their coach, and they should have performed better. But that's all I know. So I have really no intel, but other than my next door neighbor and good friend is from South Korea, and he was letting me know that they're very unsatisfied with their coach and the way the team performs. So
yeah, it's I mean, I hope they don't put people on the. I hope they don't start hanging people or bring back the guillotine over there. But
it's
um,
the wrong side of
I know,
Korea.
I know, I know. South Korea is a little more civilized.
Yeah, very very
But
much.
the president was utterly baffled, quotes, utterly baffled at the
Hmm.
product that was on the pitch. And given that significant national taxpayer funds and state support resources are invested in the World Cup participation, I asked the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism thoroughly investigate the precise circumstances of this incident and analyze its causes and develop thorough measures for preventing reoccurrence.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it's a little unsettling to be a part of the South Korea team going home to. Can you imagine Trump like saying, "Wait till you guys get back on U.S. soil. I'm
Yeah,
not okay with this."
yeah, yeah. There's been crazy instances before, uh, World Cup failures going back home.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, and to end the show, we have our top 5 memorable events that we have been to in person. Um, I guess I'll go first. I went first
Okay,
last time, but I'll go first again. And I also have
okay,
some honorable mentions here.
okay.
Um, my number 5 is going to be the 2022 PGA Championship at Southern Hills. Um, we've talked about that on this show a little bit, but it was a true bucket list to get to watch Tiger Woods in person. Something I thought I would never get to do because not because of my doing, but because of his. Um, and he was disciplined enough to get a couple years in there where he kept it together and got back out there on the course. And I uh, I was lucky enough to get over there a few times, and it was just I've never been to a professional uh, golf tournament. So I'd always want to do that anyway, just because I play a lot of golf and I want to see how the ball comes off their club compared to
Hmm.
mine and get to see these guys in action. And not only getting to see Tiger in person, but, just getting arm's length away from Jordan Spieth and John Rahm and Justin Thomas and Rory and just all of them. And also kind of like just getting a kick in the nuts of what a low life I am because almost all those dudes are like 5'9" and like just spanking the golf ball. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, this could be me, but it's not.
yeah, yeah,
Like if they can do it at 5'10", why can I not do it at 6'3"? But
yeah.
but just a once in a lifetime moment for me, getting to see Tiger and got a lot of great pictures. Got to go with my dad one day, so that was cool. Me and Pops getting to roam around and uh, just something I will never forget. You know, the Tiger specifically. You obviously he had the biggest following, even though he wasn't in contention. But you had to plan 4 or 5 holes ahead, you know, and just sit and wait. And I just got a really good spot right on the rope, right by the tee box. I mean, he was literally teeing off like 10 feet from me, and it was just larger than life stuff, man. It was really awesome. So,
Mhm.
my number 5 is the 2022 PGA Championship at Southern Hills.
Okay. All right. Well,
Do it.
number 5 for me is 2022 PGA
Do it.
Championship is
Yep.
no, no, it was the same thing. So I mean, very same experience. Had never been to a men's professional tournament. I've been to the women's at the LPGA in Rogers, but I never been to a men's professional golf tournament. And the fact that first time was a major, that was a big deal because I was, I told my wife Brooke, I was like, hey, like it's never gonna get any closer than Tulsa, like unless like somehow Northwest Arkansas ever gets one. But yeah, from us in Northwest Arkansas, Tulsa's closer than Little Rock,
Yeah, it's
where Kansas
less than
City's.
2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just awesome to be there, to be on a historic golf course again, to see Tiger Woods. I think I caught up to him on like hole number 4. And then the closest I got to him was, I think it was on number 6. It was like in the very corner of the golf course, but he was in can't remember if it was in the trap or just behind the trap, sand trap, greenside sand trap, and just saw him like duff a chip that didn't even make it on the green. I was like, all right, well, if Tiger's doing that, I could feel better about me doing it. And so I mean, I was from here to this door. I mean, I was no more than, yeah, like you said, 10 feet away from him. And, but it was just, incredible to be that close to him. I, uh, I tell everybody it might be my favorite sporting event that I've ever been to just because, football, basketball, baseball game, you're in the same, you have your seat and you're watching the game from the same vantage point the whole time, which is cool and great, all that stuff. But I was like, almost probably no other sport do you get to just like continue to walk the grounds and at any given point be, I fought Ricky Fowler, my favorite golfer, so I was following him and he hit one out of bounds. And I mean, you can rush to the ball and, be like right there. I mean, I was as close as I am to this iPad to him hitting a golf shot in a major, just like it's just so cool to be
Yeah.
able to do that. And on top of that, I walked like 25 miles between the 2 days that I
Got in
went.
shape. Got in shape.
Yeah, it was it was a workout. It was really what it
Yeah.
was. On top of the all you can eat food as you're doing it. But
Mhm.
no, just an incredible experience. I think we're both going next year in Frisco, Texas. Very excited to go back and see another major championship. And so it was incredible, incredible
Speaking of
experience.
Tiger, I mean, he's for all of his shortcomings, I know he's not a great person. He's that's I shouldn't say that. I know he's had some troubles and is trying to get stuff right. But who knew that him all those years ago when him and Phil Mickelson were going at it, what they had going on? Because Phil, have you heard about all this with Phil Mickelson the last 48 hours?
No, I haven't.
Dude, It's so he's been kicked out of a golf club for sexually harassing or I I don't even know the words, but he's been kicked out for sexual misconduct of trying to he didn't assault the girl, but just, trying to come on to girls on the club or whatever. Now it's come out that he's been kicked out of another club for this, and apparently him and Pat Perez's wife were having dinner one night not long ago, and Pat Perez went to the bathroom, and while it was just him and Pat Perez's wife at the table, he showed her a naked picture of himself.
This is Phil Mickelson we're talking
Yes,
about?
yes, yes. And so, dude, it's coming out about Phil right now, and who just knew all these years ago when these two guys were going at it that Tiger and Phil not only were great golfers, but they had because all that stuff with Tiger came out later, like with
Yeah.
all the porn stars and all that. Apparently, Phil was doing his fair share of who knows what also. But yeah, dude,
Good Lord.
Phil's in some stuff right now, some big stuff. So it's not good for our boys Tiger and Phil.
Wow.
We only thought that they were gentlemen on the golf course, Uh, but
Yeah.
anyways, my number 4. This was a very memorable moment for me. Made an appearance on the Houston Nut Show from this game. And I don't even know how it happened, but I must have been 8th or ninth grade probably. So 2003, the ambush in Austin, Texas. The Hogs go down to Texas. Me and my buddy Mark Owen ride down there with his dad, and his brother, and another friend of theirs, Lionel Fort. And and I don't know how I got roped into this. Just being good friends with the right people, and anyways, got invited to go down there. We go down there and we got 5 seats up, and halfway up in the corner or whatever. And before the game, me and Lionel go down to the front row right behind the Razorback bench, like to watch warm-ups,
Mm-hmm.
like an hour before the game starts. And we're just sitting there, like 40-yard line, right behind the Razorback bench. And this is a complete sellout. And nobody sits in these 2 seats we're in. Nobody comes and kicks us out the whole game. So we are in the very front row, right behind the Razorback bench, while we completely wax Texas at Texas. We go back to Cedric Cobbs, like we talked about last week. The famous Matt Jones with the horns down, he's stiff arming the guy going into the end zone.
I think it was
I know what it was.
photoshopped.
Yeah, but
but
it'll never
yes,
be photoshopped to me.
I have a framed picture in my
That's right.
my
That's right.
of that picture.
Who knew there was Photoshop in 2003, by the way? But anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't remember what the score was.
38-28.
38. I was gonna say 38-28, maybe. But it wasn't that close. Like
Right.
at
Yeah.
one point we were up like 31-7.
Yeah.
And just me and Lionel being right in the middle of all the Texas fans. 2 red shirts surrounded by 50,000 burnt orange on all sides behind us. And as we're scoring, the football players are coming up and giving me and him fives because we're right there. And I got gloves from everybody and their mama that game and armbands. I mean, George Wilson, Richard Smith, just everybody, linemen. And dude, it was one of the, and I just remember turning around at one point. I was like ninth grade. And I just looked at all 50,000 of them like this because I was on the front row. And I went, just started doing that. And they started flipping the bird at me. And it was just a time I will never forget.
Yeah.
The 2003 ambush in Austin, Arkansas spanks. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'll never forget in warm ups. Dude, them dudes from Texas were different. They were huge. I was looking at them linemen. I was like, God, we're about to get killed. Like they just swallowed us. But they didn't have the heart of the Razorback, as old Houston would say. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, great game. For all the hate that Houston gets, whatever, we were going to show up when it was time for Arkansas and Texas. There was no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, even if we didn't win, we were going to show up. The next year they came to Fayetteville, Vince Young, or 2 years later, whatever that was, and got us. But yeah, great game, great memory. Opening scene of the Houston Nut Show, flip it on. There's me and Lionel in the front row doing this. So, anyways, that's my number 4.
Yeah. Well, I'll pair 2 together if I can. Just because they were
You do whatever you want.
same matchup and same venue, but I was gonna go next year, '04 when Texas came to Fayetteville, for the rematch, and it was Vince Young, Matt Jones, and you and I were sitting
Yep.
together with a couple other friends from Jayville, and that was when before the stadium expansion. And like for big game, I mean, it was only for big games. This wasn't every game, but they would put bleachers down on the field,
Hmm.
and so we were there in the bleachers in the north end zone, right in front of the Broyles Center. I mean, field level, and I was on TV coming out of the commercial break. Just got dressed like a crazy person with like the hog hat, hog
Hmm.
glasses, and had a big sign that said "Hook What" with broken horns, and somewhere at my parents' house, there's a VHS tape of coming in from a commercial break, and it just zoomed in like right on me with these hog glasses, the hog hat, and the hook what sign. But I remember the big thing I remember about that game was well, several things, but um, one before I mean, we were there early. It was like one of the I never like getting there like super early just because it's like you're there, you're so anticipatory for the game that I don't like to sit there for a long time. But we were in there early, and the whole student section was already full back when that was a thing. And and uh, I just remember Texas is down on the other end, warming up, and the student section starts it, but then it catches on the whole stadium, and it's "We hate Texas." We hate Texas. And dude, the whole stadium just starts chanting it. And it was like chill bumps.
Hmm.
And they're just down there warming up. Like the game's not even going on. It's literally they're just stretching and warming up, and the whole stadium, we hate Texas. And so and then it was a great game for, 3 and 3/4 quarters.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
we ended up losing that game 22-20. But like I said, we're at field level. I remember we're ready to rush the field. I remember
Yep.
you saying, "Guys,
Yeah.
don't
Don't
go out
do
there.
it. Don't do
You're
it.
gonna get trampled."
Yeah.
Um, and
Dude, I can see it because where we were sitting when Matt fumbled that ball,
oh, it was
it
eye
was
level.
it
We
was
were
like
right.
in slow motion, eye level with us.
Yes,
Like it's a
yeah,
game winning drive. Matt Jones gonna go win the game. ESPN prime time, and
yes,
I could just see him with two hands and that ball leaving, and it was like in slow motion.
yeah. I
And
mean
it
it.
was,
It was inside the 10-yard line. All we needed was a field goal. We lost the game 22-20. Um, and I remember being eye level with the ball. We were standing on at those pylons at the
yeah.
back of the end zone, ready to just go. And yeah, we ended up losing the game. And then I'll never forget. I was so upset. We were leaving the stadium, walking down not Razorback Road, but on the east side over there. And
The weird side.
yeah, that passed all the frat houses and stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember Ronnie Brewer and uh but you haven't heard this name in a while, Rashard Sullivan,
Oh yeah.
are walking. I'm right beside him. And normally I'd have been like, this is before I had like this is before I even had a cell phone, but definitely before smartphones and all that stuff. So I wouldn't have asked for a picture, but I probably would have asked for like an autograph or something normally, uh, from Ronnie Brewer for sure. And I was so mad. I was like, I didn't even like want to say anything.
Yeah.
And then I remember we're walking down the road, and all the frat houses are up here, and everybody's just upset. And and I don't know why this was so funny to me. I laugh, but we're walking down, and there's some balconies on some of those frat houses over there. And I just remember somebody yells down, like some frat guy's like, "F Texas." I mean, but he said it. And I had some guy's got like his like 5-year-old kid with him, and he was like, "Hey, we got kids down here. Watch your mouth." And it was like a 4-second pause. F Texas. I was just, it was the only time I smiled that night. But yeah, that was
Oh Lord.
that
That's
was uh that was that. And then I said I was gonna pair it, but just maybe one of the only memorable uh Sam Pittman wins, but just the Texas game that we
yep.
won with right before they joined the SEC, when we weren't expected to even be
Yep.
in the same house with them, and just dominated them at Razorback Stadium.
Sark's first big game.
Yeah, and so that was just I was on the it wasn't game day that came, but the SEC Nation
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
to that, and me and a buddy we were on a bunch of time TV a bunch of times for that, and so
I actually had that game on my honorable mentions.
okay,
That was a
yeah.
fun game, dude. That
I
was
just
a
I
crazy
pair
fun
those two
game.
together, just the two Texas games in Fayetteville
Yeah,
that I picked.
dude,
Just
KJ was so good that game, and then
yeah,
Rocket Sanders was a
yeah.
freshman.
Rocket had a great
Yeah, had a
game.
great game, and dude, just everything went right. It was really, really fun game.
But that was one that it was loud the whole time.
Yep,
Like just it felt like a party in there.
yep,
Like just from the jump, it was loud. It was fun. Like I just remember I don't know that I've ever had more fun at a race. Like it never felt like tense. You know, like there's moments
yeah.
where you're like, oh,
Oh, yeah,
you feel like you're scratching, clawing, even as a fan, like in the game. But that one, it was like you were at a big party the whole time and
yeah.
just dominating your number one nemesis. So
Mhm.
that one, I pair those two together.
That was
One in a
very,
not so great way, one in a great way. So
very fun game. Um, my number 3 is going to be the 2011 Sugar Bowl. Um, obviously Arkansas's first and only BCS Bowl. Uh, coming off that great 2010 season, Ryan Mallett, obviously, and Bobby at the helm. Um, but just the combination of, once again, being so relevant in football, being, you know, beating LSU and Little Rock the game before that, to go like that was the game that, whoever won that game was going to the Sugar Bowl.
yep,
And them playing Pour Some Sugar on Me in that Little
yep.
Rock game. And uh, but yeah, going to New Orleans. I've never been to New Orleans, and the whole Bourbon Street experience. Oh, and seeing Ohio State in person, like a down year for Ohio State, but Jim Tressel was over there and his sweater vest, and Terrell Pryor, and dude, and just seeing the silver helmet, like it was unbelievable. Had great seats. We were in the student section, like that 7, 8 rows up in the end zone, and a great game. I mean, you know, once again, had a chance to win it. Ron
Yeah,
Mallett had the ball, thought we were going to go down and win the game after several great plays throughout the game, but had a chance in the fourth quarter.
scoop and score,
I
baby.
was about to get to the scoop and score, but blocked the punt. Julian Horton, instead of scooping and scoring, he dives on it. He scoops and scores. We win the Sugar Bowl more than likely. But then Ryan Mallett, once again, it was right in my going away from me. I'm in the end zone, just saw it happening from a mile away, but I'll just never forget. Drops back, and that defensive end from Ohio State took 2 steps, dropped back into coverage. Mallett didn't see the D end drop, threw it right in his hands, and just a heartbreaker game. But just the whole experience of New Orleans and Bourbon Street for the first time, and uh, real beignets, for the first time,
Hmm.
and it was just seeing the Superdome and 40,000 Razorback fans, and it was I'll just never forget the way the Superdome is. Like the upper deck is huge, like it sits really low. Like if you're in the upper deck, if you're in the lower part of the upper deck, it's a great seat because it's so big. And I just
Hmm.
remember going in the fourth quarter, and we had all the momentum going, and they started playing the William Tell Overture. And I looked up at the angle I was at, and I just saw like 30,000 people from the side, and everybody was just riding the horse, like even the 80-year-old men, because the vibes were so high. We had so much momentum. I'll just
Yeah,
never forget it. So number 3, Sugar Bowl, the one and only. Hopefully we go back.
yeah. Well, man, for all the listeners and viewers out there, we did not do this ahead of time. But I will take you to the state of Louisiana for my number 3. and it was just kind of a random by chance. I think I may have even mentioned on the pod before, but it was one of my best friends, Zach, that known each other for a long time. He was living in Texas at the time. I was already in Northwest Arkansas, and for some reason, both of our wives were like out of town the same weekend. And and LSU, this was the year that Ed Orgeron, they'd already decided to move away from Ed Orgeron, but he was going to finish out the year. So they were having it. LSU's having a down year. Tickets were like literally like $20 for Arkansas LSU at night. And we called each other like on Wednesday that week. We're like, should we go to this? It was like maybe like a rare opportunity that we would have a chance to beat LSU at night at Death Valley. And so, sure enough, he was living in Texas, like I said. We met in Shreveport and then drove down and just went kind of on a whim. Went to LSU and Death Valley Tiger Stadium at night, and yeah, it wasn't like the ultimate atmosphere, obviously, because they were in a down year, but still very loud, still very passionate, and just to get an overtime win in Baton Rouge was pretty cool. And we went and met the team afterward, and they were hyped and super excited. And then too, just part of the experience. Driving down from Shreveport, I don't know what way it took us, but we did not go on the interstate. We were like going down 2-lane highways that literally felt like we were going back to like the 1700s, like the late 1700s. Like there's like sugar cane on the side of the road, like literally felt like there's like plantation homes out there. I was like, are we in another dimension? Like, did we time travel? Cause I was like, it did not look like 2023 or whatever year it was out there. It, it was, it was just, I mean, but it was just cool. Like being
Dude, yeah,
a
that's a bucket list deal.
yeah. And so we got behind a small town school bus, and like I said, I mean, I don't know what way it took us, but we were just little 2-lane highway the whole way there, and we got behind a school bus, and we didn't do like the flag. I think we had like the magnets on my truck, and there's kids on the bus just flipping us off, like no older than like sixth grade, and I was like, you know what?
Board different down here.
That's right. That's right. So it was just a fun experience just to go see a win at night at Tiger Stadium was pretty cool. So
Yeah, yeah,
that
that's
one
awesome.
that one
I definitely hope I can do that sometime, but our football team has to get a lot better for me to even attempt
correct.
to go do that.
Correct.
My number two, man, this one. I think of this game more than any other game I've ever been to. I think 2006 SEC championship game in Atlanta. Um, I just made the trek over there in the old blue Mazda 6 all the way to Atlanta. It's one of those things that, you know, back then we felt like it never happened. So I was old enough to drive. My parents trusted me. Um, just made a trip and had a blast. Getting to experience, the Hogs playing for an SEC championship in the freaking Georgia Dome.
Yeah.
Just grow up watching the Georgia Dome, and whatever's going on there. So drove over there, playing Florida, Chris Leak, um, Percy Harvin. I can't remember who was ranked what, but I remember we were ranked like 5 or 6, I think, and they may have been ranked a couple spots ahead of us or whatever. But yeah, just the prom that we talked about, the DMAC Felix, Peyton Hillis, Casey Dick / Mitch Mustang
Hmm.
year, and
Marcus Monk,
Marcus Monk. And I just remember,
Reggie Fit.
they jumped out on us early, and it was kind of like, ugh, maybe we don't belong. And then something clicked, and Cedric Washington question mark threw a wide receiver pass for a touchdown,
So
and
maybe.
then Antoine Robinson stole an option pitch and took it to the house for a pick six, and the next thing you know, it's just going bananas in there. D-Mac's running the Wildcat. They bottled D-Mac up a little bit, but once the momentum started, there was no more bottling D-Mac up. And and then props to Urban Meyer. He does a fake punt on like their own 20, like 4th and 15, and they did a fake punt and they got it. And you're like, oh, just a dagger. Well, then we stop them. And then we all know what happens with Reggie Fish and the muff punt. We had all the momentum in the world, had the lead, and the rest is history. But we're talking about most memorable moments here, not favorite moments. And it was just a moment that I will never forget. Just the whole game. Once again, just the atmosphere, mainly when Antoine Robinson snuck and got that. I think it was a shovel pass. I don't remember if it was an option or a shovel, but he stole it out of the air and pick sixed it. And yeah, just an unbelievable experience, unbelievable game. It was Tim Tebow's freshman year, so I got to see a little bit of Tebow in there and their goal line stuff. But just a Arkansas in the SEC championship with a chance to win it, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That was on my honorable mention. That was probably number 6, literally. So I don't know what we were doing, but I too went to that game. It was in the south end zone, or I always call it north and south, just because that's what Razorback Stadium is. But
yeah,
I was in one of the end zones. But yeah, that was just a wild, crazy. I will say, I think it was the first time. No, it's not. It's incorrect, because I went to the Florida when they came to Fayetteville when Matt Jones and
yeah.
Tony Bua got
Tony
the hit
Bua.
on the sideline.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
but the I'll say the first time that I'd seen Florida with that many Florida fans there, and
Yeah.
just being, because I don't know if they still do it this way, but the way they did it back then for bowl games or SEC championship or whatever, they it's like you divide it goalpost to goalpost, and
Mhm.
then one side is one fan base, the other side is the other fan base. And so we were in the end zone just right of the field goal posts, and just looking to the left and just hearing them do the drum, the doom doom, and
Mhm.
everybody doing I was like,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
that's probably, I mean, I don't know how the hog call comes across when it's like when we're good. I don't know if it's intimidating or if it's just
I
annoying
think
to.
people make fun of it until they see it in person in a
Mhm.
setting like that. You
Yeah,
know, like then they're like, that's actually pretty cool.
yeah. But yeah, when it was, I was like, that's probably the most intimidating fan chant that I've been a part of, and probably to this day have just, I don't know, it was just something about, it was before the
Yeah.
game started too, and just like, it was, they did the drum, the doom doom, and then everybody did
Start going
the get your
slow. They
confidence.
start going
Yeah.
super slow. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was that was crazy experience. Like the fan fest, everything was very well done. It was a lot of fun. Um but yeah, so that was honorable mention for me. I'll go number 2 for me is gonna be 2018 Omaha.
Yeah.
That was my first and only trip to Omaha, just because I said, uh, I made a vow to my buddy Zach that, if we ever
Yep.
made it to the national championship in any of the big 3 sports, that
Yep.
we'd be there. And so again, he was living in Texas. I was living in Northwest Arkansas. He drove up to Bentonville, and then I like overnight, and then I drove us up the rest of the way to Omaha. We got in, like I said, first and only trip ever to Omaha, and just had no idea what to expect. I mean, it was gonna be fun, but just uh, the whole outfield, there was just one section of Oregon State, and the rest was just Arkansas, just
Yep.
the rowdiest group and bunch. And obviously, we all know how it ended, the heartbreak, everything. I mean, we were all shoulder to shoulder
Yeah,
right
we
there,
were. We all had each other.
uh, and just knew it was
One
about to.
strike away.
Yeah, and anyway, ended tragically,
Well,
but
I'll just
uh,
go ahead and say that's my number one most memorable
okay.
moment was 2018 Omaha College World Series. I've been very lucky. I've been to Omaha. So I went to Rosenblatt twice, and I've been to Charles Schwab probably 4 times, 5. I don't know. I've been a bunch. Every year Arkansas is in it. I've been there. I think.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, man, 2018. You just you just can't rip your heart out any other way.
Yeah.
Uh, and it was just the fact that it got down to 2 strikes, 2 outs. I mean, it wasn't like it was 1 out, like, I mean, it was 1 pitch away,
Hmm.
and I just remember we were all shoulder to shoulder, and before that, like, in the 8th inning, you could feel it, and dude, I got sick to my stomach. Like,
Hmm.
I got sick to my stomach. I had to go up on the concourse for 2 batters because I felt like I was gonna puke. And I was like, "Dude, this can't be real. Like, this
Hmm.
cannot be real. Like, is it finally gonna happen for me?" Like,
Yeah.
and and then I got back down with the boys, and we just, yeah, I don't know how we all met up and all got up there together, but we were all sitting together, and
Yeah.
it was just a moment. Once again, it was a Razorback takeover, obviously, because Oregon State's not going to travel like Arkansas did, and
Hmm.
it was just so many Razorback fans, and you just it's a curse. There's no other way. It's a curse.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever convince me otherwise. It's 100% a curse, and it's the most memorable game I've ever been to. Like
Yeah.
the most
I
just
yeah.
sickening. Just you just feel like why us? But
Yeah.
once again, we're not doing our favorite moments. We're doing our most
Yeah.
memorable, and it's
Yeah.
just that's number one on my list, man. Just
Well, I
that
mean,
close.
up until the drop, it might be my favorite moment.
Yeah.
It's like just being there shoulder to shoulder. I mean, like Razorback fan, like you could, I don't know, you can't even explain it, but just look. I mean, I can picture people's faces that I don't even know and will never see again, but like people's faces of like Razorback fans being like, "We're gonna do it, guys!" Like I remember guys like turning around, being like, "We're about to do it!" Like just, and then ball drops, and then you just knew that it wasn't gonna happen after that. But um, yeah, I mean, I watched the video not too long ago. I was recording it, and like he pops it up, the whole stadium's going nuts because it's like, who doesn't catch a
Yeah.
foul ball and right off the first baseline? But um, yeah, yeah. Now that we're talking about it, this should have been my number one. Um, just incredible experience, moment, all of it, but came up short. But for my number one, I'm going Miracle on Markham.
Yeah.
Um, was just I think I've said before that my dad would like we didn't have season tickets. I didn't have a rich uncle that had seats on the front row 50-yard line at Fayetteville. So so my dad, like every year when the schedule came in, my dad would look at me and my brother and goes, "You got one game. You can pick one game on the schedule and we'll go." And usually it was we'd go separate. You know, my brother would get. I see what my dad did, so he got to go to 2
Yeah,
games.
yeah, of course.
Me and my brother only got to go to 1, but it was. I mean, those were some of the greatest memories. Is getting one-on-one time with your dad, especially if you had other siblings, which I know you do. I just had the one brother, but it was still just cool to get to spend either an entire Saturday or sometimes an entire weekend, depending on the time of the game and where it was and all that stuff. Just one-on-one time with your dad. Those are, memories. I mean, I know I didn't appreciate it at the moment.
Yeah.
Uh, but, uh, but when the schedule came out, me and my, my brother and I both said we both want to go to LSU game. And so it worked out that year that it was, the winner got to go to the SEC championship. And uh, like I said, we didn't have season tickets. We didn't have friends that
Yep.
had tickets necessarily. So back in the day, kids, what you just held up however many you needed,
Hold your fingers
and
up.
yeah, and this was
There was
like
no StubHub.
right, yeah, no StubHub, no, and that was when they would actually print the actual tickets, which
Yeah.
was awesome, and so
And back in the
uh,
day, Little Rock games were more fun to me than Fayetteville games.
oh,
I
thousand
mean,
percent,
I mean,
1000%,
us growing up in Hot Springs like that, we went to every Little Rock game, and for travel
yeah,
purposes, obviously, and
yeah,
um, yeah, dude, it was just a different animal.
yeah, and part of the reason it was so memorable to me, this game in particular, more than most, it was the first time me and my brother ever went to the same game, but I mean, this was a tough ticket now. Like there
Oh,
was nobody was selling ticket. Like if you had a ticket, you were going to the
yeah.
game. Like winner goes to the SEC championship. That hadn't happened since we'd been in the SEC.
Mhm.
So just for a chance to go and then to play LSU. And so um we got there I think we got there at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was a night game or a late afternoon game. It was late afternoon. It's always the day after Thanksgiving, late afternoon. And but the sun goes down early, so it turned into a night game. But that was when they Jennings Osborne did the barbecue
Mm.
for $10.
Y'all should have seen this tray.
Seen this tray, dude. Me, my dad, my brother, and me, three larger than most male specimens could not eat, and my brother could put away food better than anyone I've ever known when we were younger. We could not finish this tray
No,
for
it's
$10.
crazy.
So the line would be a mile, literally a
Uh,
mile long, if not longer, for this barbecue. We got there at like 6 in the morning. My dad was like, "One of you guys stay." All right, he told me to stay in line because I was older. I was in, I think, eighth or ninth grade at the time. Um, had me staying in line for the barbecue, and then they were going to go hunt for tickets, which I was okay with because I don't know why I was always embarrassed walking around like holding up the fingers up for tickets. I always hated doing it, and it was through my
it was
dad.
awkward as a kid.
Well, yeah, well, and my dad would negotiate.
Yeah,
Somebody would walk up to us and be like,
yeah.
I got two tickets, 50-yard line, 10 rows up. My dad's like, how much do you want for them? They're just like, just face value, just what I paid for them. My dad's like, oh, we'll keep looking, appreciate it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad, stop. Like, my dad would not pay face value. He wouldn't, I was just something ingrained in him would not do it. But somehow we would always get great seats for next to nothing or sometimes free. Well, anyway, so he sends me to the barbecue line, and there was this old guy. I say old, like probably in his like 50s, has his newspaper, has his radio, and has his folding chair. You just got the sense that this guy for years was the first one in line for this barbecue. And so I'm standing there, and he walks up, and, he's like, kind of got his head down. He's got his newspaper under his arm. He's got his chairs, radio. He's walking up, and when he comes up and sees me in line, the look on his face is just like in saddened shock.
That's funny.
And I was like, it was just the two of us there for more than an hour. And I was like, you're more than welcome. It's like, I'm going to get barbecue very quickly. It was like, you're more than welcome to take, the first spot. He goes, oh no, son, you've earned it. I was like, all right, all
Oh,
right.
Lord.
And so, talked to him for a long time. That was a great, I've always loved talking to like older people and, their stuff. Um, but yeah, that, and then dad ended up getting 3 tickets, not together. So I had to sit by myself. My brother and my dad got to sit in the opposite end zone, but I was in Decorey Birmingham's end zone right there. I mean, I was 10 rows up from where he caught that ball. So he actually went out of my vision to catch, and then I had
Yeah.
to wait for everybody else to go
Yep.
nuts to know that he caught it. But yeah, just an incredible game. I mean,
Yep.
it was actually a terrible
A
game until
terrible,
that moment.
terrible game.
Until that moment, but just the whole day, the sequence of events,
Yeah.
and then getting the privilege to go to our first SEC championship and losing by 30 to Georgia.
30 to
But
30 to 3, I believe.
I think it was 30 to 3. Um,
Yeah,
but
that's
no, just
awesome. That was
that game, like it was literally shaking. I think they even
oh
said
yeah.
we hit the Richter scale on
Yeah.
that one. Like it
Yeah.
was literally just going nuts.
Yeah.
So
Where I was
that's when
so that's
whenever.
that's my first honorable mention was Miracle on
Okay.
Markham. And and I was on the opposite end, kind of like your dad and your brother. And so we couldn't see the catch. Like
Hmm.
I almost thought Matt Jones just throwing it away. And
Yeah.
then everybody starts going crazy. So I was just like, all right, here we go. Just started jumping
Yeah.
up and down, even though I couldn't see it. Um, but yeah, great game. I'll go over my honorable mentions real quick. Miracle on Markham, obviously. I had the 2000 Cotton Bowl when we once again spanked Texas. Clint Sterner, Joe Dean, and Anthony Lucas, and Boo Williams and the boys. I got to go to that one. I have 2020 basketball, so against Kentucky when Cal got thrown out.
Okay.
We lost that game, but when Cal got ejected in that game, that may be the single loudest moment I've ever been in my life. Like ears ringing, can't hear. The famous picture of Dave Van Horn behind him waving him goodbye off the court. Um, and I didn't get to go to many games basketball because I was a coach for 14 years. So,
Hmm.
um, we had a lot of games or practice. Or the one night I didn't have a high school game, I kind of just wanted to stay home or watch film. So, um, and then I have 2010 Arkansas versus Alabama.
It's all mine.
That is the loudest football game I've ever been to.
Hmm.
Uh, I camped out the night before, came up the night before and camped out with some buddies. And there was like its own Bourbon Street that night. Like the, it was crazy what was going on at that camp out.
Yeah.
But that was insane. Obviously, Saban, Alabama, they're ranked number one. And obviously, the Ronnie Wingo wheel route, second play of the game, touchdown. All I know is I was in the eighth row of the student section, and 3 minutes later, I was in the third row, and I had no idea how I got there. And I was like, "Where are my friends at? Like, where am I?"
Yeah.
It was the most unbelievable sequence of events that I can ever imagine in my life. Was that those first two plays of that game against Alabama?
Hmm.
Um, And so, yeah, I try to think of so just a couple years ago when we beat Nebraska in the regional at Baum Stadium, Charlie Welch hit that home run. I was lucky enough to be at that game. That was an insane moment. Um, and I was trying to think of more basketball games, and I remember going to a ton of basketball games as a kid, but I couldn't really like put my finger on any that were just like stuck
Hmm.
with me for whatever reason. Obviously,
Yeah.
because when we started getting that age, it was at the end of Nolan's tenure,
Hmm.
and then we went through the Pelfrey, Stan Heath, and John Pelfrey and Mike
Yeah.
Anderson years. There wasn't that much to
Yeah.
really enjoy,
Yeah.
or even be memorable, honestly.
Yeah.
But obviously, now that I'm not in coaching anymore, I get to go to a lot more games. I mean, I went to more games this year than I've been to the last 6, 7 years combined, and
Hmm.
so, uh, but yeah, that's kind of and there's more, but I kind of cut it off right there. So
Yeah. Yeah. My two other ones, I had the SEC championship in there, and then I had 2010 Alabama. So funny, that one probably should have been in my top
it
five.
probably
Just
should have been mine too.
uh, but so at the time, I had we went up. I had a fiance at the time, and my best friend Zach. We went up. All the three of us went up, but we had Zach's dad, who works for 1037 Buzz. Shout out. Played golf with him he was with me on Saturday when I played so terribly golf on Saturday. But he had gotten us tickets from the Buzz, or not from the Buzz, but a listener had given some tickets in, and then he gave them to us. But So we had 2 tickets in the Alabama section for that game, and then we had 1 extra ticket that we had gotten from someone else, which was in the upper deck. I sent my fiance at the time to go sit in the upper deck to sit with my best friend in the lower level in the Alabama section. And probably a reason that didn't work out.
No comment. Yeah.
But but yeah, when we scored on that second play, and we had to, and what was crazy about it is Alabama's number 1. We're sitting there surrounded by Alabama fans. I mean, it's just that one section, but all Alabama fans around. It's not another Arkansas fan in sight, and or in our section. Um, and so we're having to listen to them all pregame talk about how like Arkansas is not even a factor to like, you know, even though we were ranked number 10,
Yeah, we were 10. Yeah.
you know, we're not scared of us, not worried about it, like never had a bad trip to Fayetteville, you know, like all that stuff. And and yeah, we scored on that. Ronnie Mingo scores on that wheel route on the second play. And I distinctly remember like we're looking at each other's face and we're saying a lot of things and we can't hear a word of it. Like, you know, it's just
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, it
like we're
was
talking and
crazy. It was
yeah,
so
just
crazy.
you couldn't hear. And then the other one you said camped out. We another one, me and Chris Collins, who we went to school with, we drove up. This was the '06, so fall of '06, our freshman year of college. We the only time game day came to Fayetteville, we drove
Mhm.
up Friday night. It was like maybe 11 degrees
Yep.
outside overnight. We slept in his little Toyota Tacoma in one of the dorm parking lots. He slept in the bed of the truck. I slept with my head hanging out the driver window, my feet hanging out the passenger window. Again, 11 degrees. Like, I don't know how we didn't die. Like, we just
Yeah.
out there and, you know, got in the game day line at like 3:30 in the morning. Got a pretty good spot. Used to be able to Google college game day Arkansas. You could see my sign. Our signs were stupid, by the way, because we had no idea what to say or what to put. So we went to Walmart the night before and just like looked through the poster section. And so we had a 2-sided sign. One was a orange poster of Chewbacca that just said Philip Fulmer on it. And then the other side was Superman, and he put Super Swine on that one. And so we were flipping it back and forth. But that was just a
Yeah, I
awesome.
forgot. That game's definitely in my honorable mention, that game.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
I don't remember why I didn't get to go to game day, but I mean, I went to that game and it was freezing. But
oh, so
dude, I
cold.
remember that. I mean, that was like the real, I'm gonna say the opening of the Wildcat, but that was like the coming out party of like
One of the
where like
first time.
we rented a bunch and they couldn't do nothing about it. And
Yeah.
so
And it might have been the first. It might have been the first time he threw out of it.
that may have been. Yeah.
I think he had a touchdown to Robert Johnson that game,
Yeah.
didn't he? But
Yeah.
yeah,
That
there was just
was,
another game where we just steamrolled
yeah,
Tennessee.
never
Like it was,
close.
I think it was like 27-14, and it wasn't that
Yeah.
close. But yeah, but the whole experience of game day one still to this. Oh, another reason that one. I hope my cousin is not listening to this, but we skipped her bat mitzvah to go to this game, and I don't
Hey,
think I ever told her that, so I hope she doesn't listen to this podcast. But
hey, college game day, man. Just can't.
yeah, and turns out they've never come again. So,
That's
but
right.
although that 2010 Alabama game, I wrote a furious Facebook post that probably no one read because they chose to go to Boise State and some small
Oh
school
Lord.
the week that it was 1 versus 10 Alabama at Arkansas, and they chose to go to Boise and they were playing some unranked team, and I was livid that they
Wrote
would.
an email to PR at ESPN.com.
Yeah, I think it was just a long Facebook post went
Yeah.
on the shared thing of where they were going that week. You
Yeah.
know, like you're on
Yeah.
pins and needles that weekend, like
Waiting,
wait.
just refreshing.
And
Yeah.
I think they even normally they always announce it like Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's usually like around noon on Sunday they'll announce where they're going the next week. I think they even waited till like Monday to
Yeah.
announce it and announced they were going to boy like everyone knew they were coming to Arkansas because it
Yeah.
was number 1 versus number 10. It was Mark Ingram in Alabama
Mhm.
against Ryan Mallett, Arkansas. Like you knew they were coming, and then it was like on Monday they decided to go to Boise and whoever, and it was like, are you freaking
Yeah.
kidding me?
Greg McElroy still says, like, it's the loudest stadium he's ever played in. I mean,
Yeah,
he's on record saying that numerous times, like,
yeah,
that game was the loudest stadium that he has ever played in, and
yeah,
so, um, yeah, great times.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they're all, what, 20 College World Series is 2018. The rest of them are 2011 or earlier that we talked about for Razorback, pretty much. So, it's been a
I was back to
rough
like '02 on one of mine.
been a
So
rough 15 years,
yeah,
for our top 5 most memorable moments. I know we went a
yeah,
little bit long. We could talk for another hour about this if we wanted to. I
yeah,
hope y'all enjoyed it and can kinda, reminisce with us about some of the good old days, even win or loss, just the relevance and the nerves and the atmospheres that made these games fun. It was just a different time, different era. So,
yeah.
I'm sure your dad talks about it. My dad does too all the time. But you know, the basketball games at Barnhill apparently were just
Oh yeah,
insane.
yeah,
And I'm sure that would be on a bunch of the old timers list. Um, but anyway, so well, like I said, went an hour and a half. Sorry, but not sorry, because this was a lot of fun talking about this. So
yeah.
we will be back next Tuesday. We hope everybody has a great 4th of July. Happy 250th
Yes,
to to the great motherland, and hope everybody has a fun, safe holiday. And we will see y'all on Tuesday. Andrew, take us home, brother.
absolutely. Yes. So happy to celebrate. July 4th is, I mean, it's right up there with Christmas to me. Is one of my favorite holidays. So,
Yep.
uh, getting to celebrate on a special anniversary like this, like I don't know that I'll make it to 300. I'm gonna try my darndest to be 88 and a half at in 2076. But yeah, I hope I make it till then to see that. But 250 is, I'll consider this my, when I'm 88, this will be my, I'll consider this my prime.
That's right.
But yeah, celebrate safely, celebrate hard. Um, should be a lot of fun. There's already a lot of specials and stuff, and fireworks shows have been great. I went to one at our church last night and it was fantastic. So anyway, happy 250 America. Um, we love you, and never yield, baby. So
Woo, woo pig.
we'll pay.